Okay, so we've done quadratic equations, we've done cubic equations. Now we're going to take a look at equations and formulas, and this is a really easy exercise. So a formula is essentially just an equation. So we've got one here. This is an equation. It's got brackets in it. It's an equation with brackets, and it's also a formula. So it says the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle of length L and width W is given by P is equal to 2 times L plus W, or 2 outside of L plus W. So L is the length. So if they tell us the length, we can put that number in there. And W is the width. So if they tell us the width, we can put that number in there. P is the perimeter. So again, if they tell us the perimeter, we can put the perimeter in here as well. So it's really just about substituting in values, and they will give you the values in the question that they want you to substitute in. Now at the moment, because we've got P out the front of the equation here on the left, and it's all by itself, what we say is P is the subject of this equation, or P is the subject of this formula at the moment. And we know how to rearrange equations quite well, so we can actually rearrange this so that L or W is the subject, but we don't need to do that just yet. So A, the perimeter of a rectangle, so use the formula to find the perimeter of a rectangle with length 20 centimeters and width 9 centimeters. So they're telling us the length is 20 centimeters. So I'm going to write that down straight away. So length, which we know is represented by L, length is 20 centimeters. And we know that width, represented by W, is 9 centimeters. Okay, and we know that our formula is up here. So let's write our formula as well so we don't forget. P is equal to 2 outside of L plus W. Now we've already got L and we've already got W, so let's put those values into our equation to make it a little bit more simple. So we don't have P. That's what we're trying to find, the perimeter. We've got L. L is just 20 and W is just 9. So that makes it a lot more simple. So we know that 20 plus 9 is just 29. And we know that 2 times 29 is just 58. So we know that our perimeter is 58. 58 what? Well, everything was given to us in centimeters, so we're working with centimeters. So it's 58 centimeters. And that was really quite simple. We had to find P, but they gave us the other two variables. So all we needed to do was substitute in the values that they gave us, and then we ended up with a variable on this side and constant on the other side, all constants on the other side. We just brought all those like terms together and we ended up with 58 centimeters. So this is equations and formulas, actually really easy questions. Let's do B now. So again, we want to find the width this time of a rectangle if its length is 12 meters and its perimeter is 70 meters. So straight away, let's write down the information that they've given us. So they gave us, sorry, I'll just get rid of that because we're doing a new question now. So they gave us the length, L equals 12 meters, and they also gave us the perimeter. So perimeter is represented by P. So they gave us perimeter is 70 meters. Cool. And we know our equation or our formula, so let's write that. P is equal to 2 times L plus W. Okay, now let's just, again, substitute in the values that we've been given into the formula. So do we know P? Yes, we do. So instead of P, we write 70. 2, do we know L? Yeah, we know L is 12. Do we know W? No, we don't know W yet. So it's a little bit more complicated than the last one because in the first one, they were asking us to find P, and P was the subject of the formula. So it was really easy because P was already on the left-hand side and everything on the right-hand side was a constant. But now we just need to do a bit of rearranging because we've got our variable inside the brackets over here, so we can't quite work it out yet. So we just want to get W by itself, and it's just as simple as solving this equation. So we can expand the brackets, or you can just divide by 2, but let's just do it the way we've been practicing. So we need to multiply 2 by everything inside the brackets. 2 times 12 is 24. 2 times W is 2W. Now we still want to get W by itself, so we subtract 24 from both sides. 70 minus 24 is 46. And we're nearly there now. We just need to divide both sides by 2. So 46 divided by 2 is 23. And there we have it. The width is equal to 23. I mean, you can write it the other way around. W is equal to 23. 23 what? What were we working with? Centimeters or meters? So the width is 23 meters. Okay, I'm running out of space. The last part of the question is the length of a rectangle now. So now we're finding the length. If its width is 42 centimeters and its perimeter is 1.8 meters. So first of all, let's just get all our information out of the question. So they've given us the width. Now the width is 42 centimeters. And its perimeter, so P, is 1.8 meters. Now we've got a little bit of an issue here. The width, they've given it to us in centimeters, and the perimeter, they've given it to us in meters. So we want to make sure that we're working with all the same unit in our equation. So we're just going to change one of those so that they're both in the same unit. So let's change meters. You can change whichever one you want really, but I'll change meters. So P is going to be in centimeters. What's 1.8 meters? Well, we know that there's 100 centimeters in a meter. So we just need to multiply that by 100. So we end up with 180 centimeters. Okay, so now we've got everything in the same unit. So we can start. What was our formula? Formula was P equals 2 outside of L plus W. And now we just need to substitute in our values for W and P. So P is 180 over here. We don't know L, so we'll leave that as L. And W is 42. Okay, so now we just need to solve this equation to get L. So on the left, we've got 180. On the right, we've got 2 times L is 2L, plus 2 times 42 is 84. We just need to isolate L because we're trying to find the length. So we subtract 84 from both sides. 180 minus 84 leaves us with 96. And on this side, we're left with 2L. Divide both sides by 2. And we're left with 96 divided by 2, which is 48. So 48 equals L. So the length is 48. And remember, we were working in centimeters. So it's 48 centimeters. So really, it's just about reading the question, and they're going to give you some information. So they gave us width and perimeter in this case. Write down the information that they gave you, and then just plug those numbers into the equation. And you might need to do a little bit of equation solving, but you should be left with only one variable that you can then solve.